This film is a postscript to the last film. Here I'm going to show you more about where the rally will be held on the 9th of June 2012. It'll be at the frontier of Striveland here, at these crossroads. The rally itself will be up there on the little mound at the foot of the Pentlegair. Over here will be the Betws barricade at the entrance to the windmill plantation. I would like to take this opportunity of inviting Leanne Wood, Bethan Jenkins and Jill Evans to come here and speak on the 9th to justify Tannate terrorism, windmills of mass destruction, destroying this beautiful land and desecrating the heritage in the landscape. Please, take the opportunity to come and justify what you were part of with the Labour Party in allowing this awful catastrophe to take place. You're welcome to come as well and say you were wrong, to turn around, and instead of siding with corporate capitalist robber barons, side with the common folk, the people of the pitchfork, who shall be here protesting over the weekend of 8th to the 10th of June. I welcome you, and all others in Plaid Cymru who might be of the mind that this is the most wrongful, sinful act to commit upon our country. To conclude this short postscript, I want to show you 3 roads. Over there is the road from Swansea. Over there is the road from Havernave, and behind me is the road from Ammanford and Carmarthen. You might also say these roads are 3 symbolic roads and 3 choices for the Welsh nationalist movement. Not just Plaid Cymru, but the Welsh nationalist movement. And the choices are this: follow the road of defeat, the road of disillusionment, and a road of distraction. Or there can be a 4th road, as there is a 4th road here hidden in this landscape. It's St Isted's Way, a very historic road. And this 4th road of your choice can be the road of a patriotic struggle to free our land, not just of English imperialism, to have independence, so-called, because you cannot have independence without land and liberty, but a struggle, an anti-colonial struggle against our land, our country, being made corporate colony Cymru. I invite all of you to join with us in an epic protest on this mountain in June. Croeso I bawb. This is Pentlegair, the castle of Pentlegair. In 1282, when the Normans came from the South Gower to North Gower to seize this land and drive off the Welsh, which they did for a short while, because Llewellyn ap Griffith had been killed in Kilmerry and they had no great prince left to protect them. They built this castle, not as a permanent residence for a Norman family, but like the Roman marching force, as an outpost to watch the Welsh did not return to Mynydd y Betws, Striveland. But the Welsh did return, not long after 1282, and they returned, and they returned, and they returned, until they gradually drove up until they formed the frontier all around here and were harassing the Normans. The Normans had made 2 mistakes. One, thinking the Welsh should have beaten people and they wouldn't fight without some strong overlord. And 2, they had built this place too far from Swansea, so their supply lines were stretched, and no doubt the Welsh of South Gower and the rest of this area were attacking them on the way here. The continued fighting here, which lasted from 1282 to 1334, must have been a terrible strain on the Normans, because in the end this land became known as Striveland, meaning the land of strife. And finally, in 1334, the Welsh, with the aid of the princes of the Haibath, smashed this castle down and destroyed it, and the Normans fled. And from that date, the Welsh took repossession of this mountain plateau, this wonderful mountain plateau of many hills and 2 mountains, Mynydd Betws and over there Mynydd y Gwair. Here an Irish company backed by the English government, Carmarthen Council and the puppet government in Cardiff, are building 16 turbines right across this land. They've already started because people didn't continue the fight to the very end on the last ditch. But that does not mean you cannot stop this. In Chile, the Mapuche Indians put up such a struggle against hydroelectric schemes on their land that Statkraft, the huge Norwegian company, were forced to give in and surrender and give the land back to the Mapuche. We can do it here. That is common land. And Carmarthen Council used English Enclosure Acts to seize it and hand it over to an Irish company which is building this to supply England with cheap electric. Now, even if we don't stop this, here's what we do win. Over there, the Duke of Somerset, the Beaufort family, given that land by the Tudors in the 16th century, as this was taken off the Welsh and given it to Lord Cora and the Anglo-Normans of Deheubarth who had taken over from the Welsh princes, he plans to put more turbines there. But if we make such a fuss here and everywhere else in Wales and a Welsh Rising in June, he's going to think twice about putting a windmill plantation over there. Now I make an appeal to all patriots. I've heard enough of Cofio Tryweryn. There's a new slogan, Cofiwch Strive Land. Come here in your thousands and defend this land like your ancestors did and put up a struggle for many, many years to take it back. Because I see no point in commemorations at Kilmary, no point in commemorations in Luchar if you're not going to come here and defend this land. You've got a choice. We put a monument up there today on the Trig Point. Now, that can be a memorial to a defeat or it can be a memorial to a victory. It is entirely up to you. So be here in your thousands. This is a Dragair. It's Glyndwr's war banner. When you raise this flag, it means you're going to war. And we've got a war. It's called the Welsh Windmill War. And we're going to rally to this flag in June, and we're going to rally here in our thousands. Hear God! Proper is over there. Mynydd Bedws is over there. You will later on see where the hub is situated. Here it's a different kettle of fish altogether. On Mynydd Gwair, the Duke of Somerset, the Beaufort bunch are going to build another turbine plantation, this time an even bigger one, and it'll stretch right across this Mynydd Gwair plateau and block this splendid view of the Carmarthen Vans, the Gower Estuary, Swansea and Port Talbot. All done for greed. Now, this land was taken from the Welsh by the Tudors and given to their English favourites. In this case, the Dukes of Somerset. In North Wales and Brecon, the Dukes of Essex. Cawdor, the Devereux family. They still own this land today, along with the Crown Estates. So here on Mynydd Gwair, it's not just a matter of campaigning against turbines. We're going a lot further. We're campaigning for a land act which will take back all this land from English aristocrats and from the English Crown and put it in possession of the Welsh again. So I say, land and liberty. And another thing, you cannot have liberty, you cannot have independence if outside people like English aristocrats, the English crown and corporate capitalist robber barons own your land. It is nonsense to talk of independence if you do not possess your own land. So, let's get revolutionary about this, like my ancestors did in Merthyr. Let's have a revolution. Let's start now in June and extend Strifeland from Mynydd-y-Betws to Mynydd-y-Gwair, and from Mynydd-y-Gwair to every crown estate in Wales, and after that, every acre of land owned by an English aristocrat or a utility company, like in Vyrnwy. Stop sitting down and thinking the Welsh bureaucrats in Cardiff will do anything, or the civil servants, or the plant crachach, they won't. This must be a popular uprising, and it begins here. On this mountain in particular, I want socialists to occupy it, and I want Republicans to occupy it. The nationalists can occupy Strifeland and Mynydd-y-Betws. Now, another matter that needs to be dealt with. There are those who have condemned us for making a stand on Strifeland. They said Strifeland has been surrendered. There's no use carrying on the fight. Well, I'll tell you this much. There are windmill plantations in this world that have been stopped. And you can be stopped now if you fight long enough. Since we began this campaign, they've put up barbed wire fences, they've put up wire fences, they've got the police patrolling this mountain, and it's costing them money. And every time it costs them money, the shareholders get worried. So put the pressure on, because you're not ever going to get freedom or get your land back or get your resources back by talking about it. Sound bites for the Guardian, forget it. Get up here and start fighting. Now another matter, NIMBYs. There are 3 NIMBYs around this mountain plateau. Sockby to the south, Betws Preservation Trust over there, and Gwaun Gerwyn Protection over there. They cannot even unite to defend this great mountain plateau. Well, I'm telling you, get together and unite. And all your other NIMBYs, if you think marching up to London is going to achieve anything, it didn't achieve anything for my forefathers, the miners of South Wales, or the quarrymen of North Wales. You won't get anything until you fight. So, to the distractors and the defeatists, let me tell you this much. We must never surrender. And to those who think that they can sit on their jacksies and write letters to the press, that's going to win us. That will win us nothing. The pitchfork is mightier than the pen in this case. So come on, up here in June the 8th to June the 10th, and make your stand. But before that, from June the 1st to June the 7th, I want Republicans and Socialists on every crown estate in Wales rise up the banner and tell them, get off our land,